Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the fabulous LX122 Premium by Xils-Lab. It is this reviewer's opinion that the LX122 is the finest in-the-box Leslie cabinet simulation or emulator available. The only one, in this reviewer's opinion, that comes close or is in the same general ballpark is the incredible Leslie emulation built into VB3 by GSI. Now, without further ado, let's listen to the Gospel Drawbars Kontakt sample library set being processed through Xils Labs LX122. Without. Now listen to the width. We can apply the amount of dry-wet signal. Level compensation. There are 4 good quality natural room reverb algorithms to choose from. Mind you, medium room 2 and also complex room are quite CPU demanding. Adjust your reverb time, your damping levels, reverb levels, also high pass filtering, microphone angles. If you hold the shift key while you drag, you can move your microphones uniformly. I like a close miking technique personally. You can also adjust the angle of the microphones. You can adjust the studio room size. I like a nice small room. On the cabinet panel, you can see that horn, rotational speeds, and acceleration are adjustable, as well as the deceleration, the diameter of the horn, which really gives you a very strongly pronounced Doppler effect. That's too strong for me. I found that a level of approximately 14 is correct. We can increase the amount of cabinet internal reflection effect. We have the option of removing the diffuser altogether from the mix. Balance between horn and woofer. We can adjust whether we want one horn and one drum, horn and woofer, no drum, no horn. Drum rotational speed is also accessible. Acceleration and deceleration time. The age of the ribbon. There's nothing that Xils-Lab has not carefully programmed into this. There's a fabulous built-in preset system. Of course, Gospel Drawbars is the preset that I configured for this review. You can save your settings, A/B compare them. There are a myriad of options that you can set. If I had a MIDI controller hooked up to this computer right now, we could also adjust our MIDI controls, full parameters selection. And not to be overlooked, MIDI learning is enabled or disabled. This is an absolutely superb plugin. I strongly recommend that you get this plugin if you are somebody that's into authentic Hammond organ sounds. Of course, you can use the LX122 for whatever instrument that you want to process through it. But for those of you who, like myself, are Hammond players, LX122 Premium by Xils-Lab, it's a happening plugin. It's where it's at, baby. If you're looking for authentic Leslie emulation, I am firmly convinced that this is the one to have. And for those folks who say, oh, it doesn't offer enough overdrive, Brother Charles, well, let's just go ahead and crank it up a little bit and find out. That's lots of overdrive. 2 modes of it. I like it quite mild. I'm a gospel player. You won't hear many gospel players using extreme overdrive. Now, for those of you that are saying, I'd like to get a John Lord from Deep Purple type of sound. Well, kids, John Lord did not just use a standard Leslie. John Lord's Hammond B3 was amplified through a Marshall stack as well as the Leslie. So if you want heavy-duty overdrive, you don't just rely on a Leslie. Ask any real Hammond player who's used to playing a C3, a B3, an A100 through a real Leslie 122 or 147 or a tone cabinet. You don't get that great big huge rock and roll distortion through a standard Leslie cabinet. You will get that beautiful mild Leslie overdriven tube sound. And that's exactly what the LX122 does. If you need more overdrive than that, hey, there are all kinds of plugins that you can combine with the LX122 to give you that big, huge, searing, overdriven tone. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you. God bless. I look forward to catching up with you again really soon.